Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become. In being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 208th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today, along with Mark, who will be a co-host as well here. And we are welcoming once again the members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. And let's get that underway. Okay, I think we're ready to begin.
Good morning. This is Azar Yusufasi. Today is another day for us to be at the platform. And I just want to talk about a little bit about the UC members and what UC members stand for in terms of when they come to the platform, it is about serving to the soul, since they're connected to the soul of the language they serve. And we shouldn't forget that every single soul that step into the peace within themselves, it creates a ripple effect in other souls. So it's not about physicality. We go march on a street to create peace, but mostly having the understanding of what is a peace and the depth of the peace within a human being. Is it the physicality that craving the peace, or if it's the soul is asking the peace, which actually gives them a better environment to serve the soul, so the physicality of the man? Which one we're looking for? For millennium, the humanity from the time walk on this planet, they're searching for where they came from, where they're going, who is the creator, who brought them here. They were looking for peace, they were looking for joy, they were looking for happiness. And the way we were never successful because we were looking at wrong places. We still do. And the sad thing about it is that peace we talk about is closer than our own skin to us, and we don't recognize it because the depth of everything that we gathered as who we are and drown in it, and we already drown in everything that we believed in, and we talk on and on and on about what we believe in, not understanding it really doesn't matter what you believe in. We don't have to believe in anything to be alive, a piece of life on this planet. A tree doesn't believe anything, a dog doesn't believe anything, but their life. Why is it the human being constantly wants to believe in something, or look for something, or say something? What's the purpose of it? What is a huge thing about I say something or you say something? Where does all this come from? Where is the root of it? When we go to the depth of it, all this stuff is happening. I mean, the smell of when a human being dies, the next day, a smell of it kills us because it smells like a rotten. But when a human being dies and has lived, it doesn't have to get smelly because it was alive. because our life has become so rotten. So we have to get out of this rottenness. And we have to end this nonsense thing going on that we call ourselves life. This is not life. And we have to understand, we have to move from the soul, not the physicality. And it's very, very hard to understand it. It's just like you get a glimpse of it now and then you fall back into physicality. And it keeps going. So how can we get out of it? How can we get out of it is by just go in. Just go in within yourself and search yourself. There's no other way. Find the center, find the soul. Reach out your hand to the hand of your soul. Touch it. That's the only way out of this mess. There's no other way. I cannot save you, you cannot save me. No one can save you, and no one can save me. No one brings peace to me, and no one can bring peace to you. It's all about you, how much you can go in, how much you can find that soul within you, how much you can touch it, how much you allow to come out, how much you allow to be that soul to be heard by you. Don't speak over it, because you have to say something, because you have to say you're important. You're not important. You are nothing. If I die tomorrow morning, a month later, nobody knows who died. Nobody's important. And we think we are very important. We're very important. We're here because we are important. We're going to save the world. We're not going to save the world. You have to get in touch within yourself. That's the only way out. Each of you is responsible to reach out to that piece of you that inside is the God knows, connected to the God himself. Is God himself, actually. We're saying all that. Today is my birthday, and is the end of my term as a UC member. So the platform is a platform is ready to another soul to take the place and lead the UC policy. And I hope somebody, a soul, hears that and a step forward can come to the platform and maybe with that bring some changes, hopefully. I talked to Mr. Keshe, and when you pass 60 and you leave your position and another person can take the position if the soul is ready. We're not forcing anybody and we're not asking anybody to do it. The soul himself or herself is going to step forward, and they have to speak Farsi and at the same time English language. And but automatically somebody who's a UC member becomes a UC support, so we can work on a background. And we're saying all that. I hope all of us get to the point that be able to reach out to that part of ourselves that actually is the key to everything. And with that, I'm going to read this on a page. One planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal, and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of Creator. Thank you. Next slide, please, Rick. Rick, if you can, if you don't mind, take a 5 minutes. If you can just set the time for 5 minutes silence. Thank you. Like, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Azar.
If you want to, like, if you want to read this, you can read it and then set the time, please. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. This will be 5 minutes of silence for the souls of the 5+1 peace negotiators and souls of the IAEA and all souls working for peace in Vienna, and for the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. Okay, we'll start the 5 minutes now.
Thank you all for being present for the 5-minute silence for the souls of the 5+1 peace negotiators and the souls of the IAEA and all the souls working for peace in Vienna and for the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. Thank you, Rick. Azar, thank you very much for everything you've done as a UC member. And we thank you for everything you've done as a soul and as a person, as a being, for the Universal Council, dedicating your time and your sole essence to serving humanity. And we thank you very much, Azar. And you will be greatly missed, but at the same time, we know that you're always present. You'll be a UC with us, present in every moment as a supporter. And we thank you so much for your service to the UC. Thank you, Azar. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dean.
Hello, this is Shwetambar, UC Hindi language, and this is about the Brazilian link for the coming together for enhancement of the Vienna talks. And this is the link, and anybody can go and join anytime. And there will be, this is the description link, and they have written, join your soul to the Vienna talks, bring the change. And the description was given. There is a Zoom. Rick, can we go to the next slide? As this is it is always held in Wednesday. Okay, the next slide is Universal Council. And well, the description is given as I have seen. Yes, this is the description. We have to, all of you have to join all of us, I apologize, to join the Vienna talks in the Brazilian Telegram. You can access the other information, and the time is Wednesday at 6 p.m. CET time. So there will be a Zoom ID. This is not described here or given here, but there is, and you can go to the Telegram of Keshe Foundation Brazilian team, and you can have the description more about the this enhancement of souls of the Vienna talks and the IAEA members, organization members. So we can go to the next slide. Derek, Raphael, our meeting. Raphael has written something. I can read that. Yes, the meeting of the Brazilian group take place on Sunday at. Raphael has given the link of the meeting at the chat, that Wednesday at 6 p.m. CET time is the time, and for the enhancement of souls of the Vienna talks, and the link. Please go to the link and have your questions, or if you want to ask to Raphael. Thank you, my dear Raphael. Thank you so much. Okay, this, now we can go to the slide, the video. My dear Rick. Next slide. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, my dear Rafael, you want to say something about this? Star formation, I would say, as you have described it very beautifully. You want to describe anything more, dear Rafael?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, of course. Thank
Hello,
you, my dear.
thank you.
Okay. Please go on.
Yes. So this was an image that was made by the Brazilian knowledge seekers, and it was put in our post that we made a summary about a specific teaching of Mr. Keshe, where he told us about the three centers created this unity and also create this new birth of the new humanity. And also, if you wish, I can read the introduction of the summary. I think it's well explained in this. So just the introduction to not take it so long. We just open here quickly. Just 1 second. It's right here. Okay, so the title of the summary is Birth of the New Humanity, Understanding by Plasma Science, teaching by Mr. Keshe. So the introduction says, as darkness has fallen over the entire planet, now more than ever, we are all waiting for that glimmer of light to break through, to take birth. All of the religions foretold of a dark period of humanity will go through just before the return of the Messiah, the second coming of Christ, return of Mehdi, Maitreya, and Kalki. To the teachings of Mr. Keshe and the Keshe Foundation, we call this event the birth of Mitra, which took place on 21st of December 2021. Some of us felt this power, this love for the Creator enter our dimension on the winter solstice. But what does it really mean in terms of the true science of creation? For those who are brought up in a materialistic and atheistic society, these are just beautiful words. Now, through the plasma science as taught by Mr. Keshe, we can understand what all these words mean and test them scientifically. That is, if we want to. All of these ideas point to a birth. The birthing model we have is that of a sperm and an egg interacting, dividing and growing into a new being called a baby or an offspring. In essence, this is the same thing that's happening onto the Earth as a planet, through the human race right now. The process has already started and it cannot be stopped. First, it is important to know that the body cells are also souls. All of the body souls have a controlling soul called the soul of the physicality, which is seated in the heart of the man. In turn, there is a controller over the whole being, which is the soul of the man, seated in the middle of the brain. Not only is the soul of the man, but all souls are deeply connected to the soul of the Creator. What we understand is that in physicality, the body gathers the essence from all its cells and transfers them to the sperm and egg. In the same way, people from all over the planet have gathered together to form the Universal Council, and they are being fertilized with the knowledge of the Creator. I understand this to be done all at the level of the soul, not physicality. The soul of the Universal Council will become the controlling soul of this planet and will determine how it will manifest itself in physicality. One could say that the soul of the new human being will set up the new shape and structure for planet Earth. From humans, in the dimension of physicality, we will see it being done through the Universal Council. I believe this is why Mr. Keshe stated that the world leaders will have to find a way to work with the Universal Council. The money of the Rothschilds has no power in this dimension of the soul. It will be done as he says. One other thing is the date of February 22, 2022. All the choose line up on a Tuesday, which is the day the Universal Council meets. This was done intentionally, and he said that maybe the Mehdi will declare himself on that day. We as knowledge seekers are responsible to prepare for the change. The final point is that Austria, Arizona, and Tehran have all been chosen for this process. The 3 points create the base of the star formation, and the 4th point will be the manifestation of the totality. For those knowledge seekers who have given their complete heart and soul to the process, it's all very clear, spelled out. It could not be any clearer. We all can go within and discover this clarity and become a conscious part of the process. Everything we as human understand at this moment has been fulfilled, even the scriptures of every religion. There is nothing to hold us back except fear, which Mr. Keshe has dispelled by teaching us the knowledge of the universe. The soul weeps with joy, knowing that it's a part of this glorious completion. So please read this summary. I'm just reading the introduction here, so please read the summary and transcript for a better understanding, and please forgive any mistakes that may have been made in the interpretation. Also join with all the knowledge seekers through the soul to elevate the souls of the world leaders, religious leaders, and scientists, so that together we bring the world peace and allow the technology to come out into the open. Share this with everyone and let us prepare the word for Matthew to declare himself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Raphael, for your beautiful words. Thank you so much. And humanity has to prepare themselves on their own to welcome the beautiful universal soul, Mehdi, the world teacher, the universal teacher. And I will also say that as the birth of new humanity, new human, new collective perspective is very, very, very truthful in nature. If I say that I am an alien, or as we somehow like I will say that in the emotional range, in the emotional strength, I was always treated that I was not understood by many. So I considered myself as an alien, and at that path I searched for the truth, that whether I am who I am then. And I came here and landed it in Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. And what is happening is, if I am a galactic person, in the perspective of, I will say, if I am a galactic person, or I am coming from the civilization so crystalline, where as with the mechanism, we can see that all the enhancement unit or the material enhancement unit, the food, the bringing down all the hunger, this has always been there, and well, with the abundance, if I am the galactic being, I am standing with all the shining, all the abundance in my hand at the door of your house. But it was never open. Just the window was open and said, "What is the matter? What do you want?" And there was 10 questions about me. So what can I do? I have to surpass that. And then I came. I go through the street, and then I came to a gypsy who even doesn't mind who I am. So much truthful and equality in their heart. They welcomed me and said, "Please sit down, my dear. We are having food. Can you want to eat something?" Even they are so poor, they welcomed me. That is the true nature of us, not the compound being so confused and says we are mature. This is not maturity. The maturity is the love from within you. And the Creator said to me, if the Creator said to me, suppose that you understand what way you have to do, where you have to reach now, as Raphael has just said, that the shimmer, the glimmer is coming up, the stars are forming. And I said, my Lord, my Creator, but there are some very few. The Creator said, okay, start with that. Now this is the time. So I've gone through this. Suppose I have gone through an orphanage, and I said, and all the children come to me and hugged me and kissed me, that I am their parents, and I will place the oasis there. Of course, the need is there, and they even don't know who I am, but just they hug me. I don't know why, because the intuition of love is always there. And this is the way I will go if I am a galactic being or civilization coming with all these mechanisms of love, light, care. I will go like this, not in a way that if people are questioning that how it will work. If I say, okay, it will work this way, and you have to come to a level of understanding. Money doesn't work here. Money doesn't work do anything. It can transform the energy to bring happiness to others, those who are in need. If I am a galactic person, I will say that. As my Messiah, Shriman M. Keshe, a universal person, now we understand how all the spirit of the humanity is fulfilled with this knowledge, in a way. So I will say, if I am considered an alien and I have questioned every time, like, where are you came from? Why you are looking like this? Why you don't look like altogether human? And even why are your hands are blue? Why we don't have blue people here? And we don't know this. This is the way you treat people. I say we are not here for treatment. We are here to enhance, to give you the love, the civilization, the way of living you had never had before. How can it be true? There is always death, there is always birth. But then the confusion is you are considering death, you are considering birth, but you don't considering the appearance of love and light. So this is what I will say when I see the truckers. This is a new freedom fighting, or even not fighting at all. The peace movement, the peace project has already been started. When I was growing up, I came from a family of freedom fighters. My grandfather, his father was a freedom fighter, and they were doing Swadeshi movement and to save the motherland. Every piece of the mother, and they said salute to the mother, Vande Mataram. And what they said, that we have to do all, and from every family, many died of sacrificed their life, but there is no need to do this anymore. And then after that, even with the Swadeshi movement, where there was Vande Mataram, there was everything, and the Romans came, as they always do, put a dagger in the hand of every brother and sister and taught them how to stab their own. And the clause, the illusion of independence or freedom became a mass hypnosis. And everything has broken till then. And the clause became more intense, with religious beliefs more and more intense, And the main core thing, core heart, the rule, the heartbeat of the plasma has lost. Now, after eons of time, we are again seeing the highwaymen coming coming inside our soul, creating the peace from inside. That these highwaymen have never thought of them also, that they will cross the streets and go to the hearts of all beings and create this oasis wherever that is needed. And so truthful they are. So I am saying that if everybody comes to an understanding, as the knowledge is here, every simple man is making a cup of life, giving it. I have given. If I can make it, anybody can. And people has made this. It was so much in the spirit of us. It is spiritual, we'll say. That is not some guru is saying that this is a mantra and chant it and you are getting spiritual. No, this is the spirituality we are getting. And there's no such thing as alien. We just don't understood the truthfulness, the true nature of us, that is universal. And as Azhar said, my dear Azhar, beautiful Azhar, we all love you so much. You will never go. We are all universal people. We are all universal councils from our own heart and soul. Blessings to you always. Be with us. And happy, happy, happy birthday. And more. And what I say, live life in freedom. So these galactic beings, as our Messiah is also, has came us to give to give the understanding of the freedom. We need to know, it is our own individuality that is blocking it, of asking hundreds of questions. That is usually opening the window and asking, who are you? What is the matter? But there is no matter needed. It is always, no matter how we are together, sharing love with each other. The simple beggar, I have seen them sharing one chapati with each other. They don't need anything more. Even they don't see we are passing through them. We see all the things, this man is doing this family is doing this, there is a competition, there is a running, there is a fashion designing, there is he is not looking like good and he should be more white, or he should, this is all happened. And we become we think we have gained so much knowledge with this Down syndrome education, but then I will say we are not mature at all. The maturity of mankind is to kindness, as my Messiah says, is to kind to himself. Own your own self. So I will say that, as Harsh said, as Raphael said, the soul is the king. The soul, we have to surrender. This time, this is the time of transition. We don't have the inclination towards the matter. Is abuse of energy. Again, the simplicity brings the mechanism, all the love of the oasis, all the crystalline way to live towards you. And this is how I will say everybody has this truth inside and they can access anytime. And we can see the best example the truckers are doing. And we never imagined that this will come from them. So I will say freedom to be free is the movement now, and in peace is the project. So we are all universal being and we are all in it. We have to understand that. Creating compound, abusing energy only can distract, only can harm you more and go away. See the crematorium, see the kabragah where they put the dead bodies with different shows, and they just go, the body just decayed, nothing left. Even the man or the woman who was leaving was very rich, but they cannot surpass. Here in India, there is a word called moksha. Moksha means ultimate freedom. He merged with the galactic civilization with a form of energy. But how can you attain that? It is not by mass meditation or not something like that, but it is the understanding from within you that creator love that I have created you in my image. Have you understand that ever? So I will say that the Peace Project, as Stefania said, one city, one center. The city comes from our heart, and it can be anywhere where there is love. We cannot suppress, we cannot bring this technology or the mechanism there where people don't want to understand. They have thousands of questions, thousands and thousands of questions as they are bringing, as they are getting, buying something, like a consumer item. What does it do? What does it? First, the humbleness is first, I try to understand what is the way to approach, the conduct of your approach towards the knowledge, towards the behavior, towards the sight, and that is very simple. This is simplicity, everything we, the galactic people, wanted you to do. That is all they can see. That is the shining, not the gold you're wearing, not the clothes you're wearing, not the big house you have. It is you. It's like a Sufi you are. So I will say salam, salute to motherland all over the world that has broken into pieces because of darkness, dark forces, I will say, but they are coming again towards one planet, one race, one nation with justice and world peace. And this is for sure. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Hello, this is Mosfek, and I would like to add a few things to what Shweta and Azar was saying. So first, let's start with Azar's birthday. So let's continue that celebration. And in that celebration, we can feel her presence because her field is with us. She has been with us, and that those fields are not going away. They're with us, and we will continue to be part of that field. And as we go further and further, wherever we may be, here on this planet, elsewhere in the universe, the story doesn't change. So the birthday is as much a celebration of the physicality, and at the same time a reminder of the other side of things, where time does not exist, or zero time, where we have the zero time. And Azar and all of us here are present there together. Now, that presence in that other side of things, or is it the other side? It is that soul level that we talk about, and as we can see, both in our lives and in the lives of the people of this planet, it is increasingly becoming a more prominent part. And this prominent part is where we work. We work to elevate that part. And those collection of fields. And what does it do? It transforms the physicality in a way that it elevates the physicality of us human beings and others of this planet and the planet itself. So in doing this elevation, how do we go about strengthening our link from the physical side that we are so familiar with to that other side, or the soul side? How do we approach the bridging of the gap? Mr. Keshe talks about the dream situation. In the dream, we dream about various things, and we feel things happening in our dreams. Some positive, some may look like not so positive, but the emotion plays its role in translating what we experience in the dimension of soul. And sometimes mistranslation happens due to the emotion. And this mistranslation is manifested as negative emotion. So we see where we are making sort of like errors because of the emotional situation that is associated with physicality. But those fine feelings, we do feel them as well in our dreams. And we can bring those feelings back to this physical reality. And Mr. Keshe, I think it's in not the last knowledge seeker workshop, the one before, there is a part about this. which is quite interesting. And there we feel things, we solve problems. Like, we all know, sometimes we have difficulties in our daily lives. We say, let's sleep on it. And then the following morning, it's like, it doesn't take any time to solve it. And this is, all of us in one way or another have experienced this. Some more consciously than others. Some may use this as a tool for doing things well in the physical dimension. But this is not only restricted to our dreams. Some of us also daydream. So in those daydreams, do we have access to that level? Surely we do. It's another dream. And often things we imagine, the imagination that creates the feeling of well-being or happiness, and some of these we may not have terms for it. We can just say it feels good. We can solve problems. We can solve physical problems with solution that comes from the other side, the soul. And it's what I'm talking about is extremely practical. It's very real in both dimensions. So when we have things in physical dimensions which matches those field strengths, we can go the other way too. And this is one of the fascinating things about Mr. Keshe's teaching, is that we are not saying that this soul is where we have to be. We make everything the same. The best of soul, the best of physicality. We bring them together. And we can do it anytime during the day, anywhere, with anyone. And it is not restricted to one being this, that, because we are all the same. So in that sense, are we any different, as Sweta was pointing out, any different from any other beings, whether they're on this planet or outside the planet or wherever in the universe they may be? By doing our very best in bringing the best of these worlds, we not only respect our lives, but also we can bring those to others that we interact with. And in doing so, we elevate them at all field strengths, physical level, soul level, and levels that we may not know, we are not aware of right now. But the shadows and the reflections go all the way from any of these field strengths to the other field strengths that we are not so accustomed to interact with. So what I'm saying is not difficult at all, and we all have glimpses of it. Glimpses that feels good. That's all I can say, because these feelings, you really don't have names for it. And naming this, in a sense, is futile. We just feel them, and then we make them part of our reality. Reality, physical reality, soul level reality, if not more. the reality that may lead us to the soul of the Creator. We don't need to read books. We don't need to go to some advanced teaching, wherever there may be on this planet or elsewhere. It's all with us. And those who are doing the same, they can relate to it in their own way. We don't have to, I mean, there is no forcing, nothing. It's a very simple and soft way, shall I say, of interacting with others. We may call it respecting others, loving others. And with all this, as Shweta said so well, we make this one nation, one planet, one race. And I would even add one universe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, one universe. Indeed, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Thank you. Now we can go to the, if somebody wants to say something, if somebody have to share something, they can say. If anybody, welcome.
Sweta, hi, it's Dean here. May
Hi.
I say something? Hi,
Oh,
Sweta.
of course, my dear, of course.
So I would like to add something. So I've just been inside the centre in Linz, and I was reading something that's put on the wall, and it's next to all the units. And I think it may be relevant in some of these moments that we're discussing at this Universal Council meeting. So, MT Keshe, 206 Knowledge Seekers Workshop. We decide our lifespan. What does that mean? The power of thought, the power of words, intuition, field strength, being present. You have that choice in every moment. What is your choice? Mr. Keshe, so MT Keshe, 206, Knowledge Seekers Workshop. In the universe, we don't rotate around anything except the Creator. The center of central cosmos. Another quote from the 205th this time, 205th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And so when we talk about the souls and we talk about creation, not just human beings. So this is a quote. Don't forget the vertical people are more advanced than man, much more advanced than man. They don't speak. They don't say words, yet they're more advanced than man. They've learned to feed from the fields. They communicate. They exist in vast numbers, and they stand firm in a physical form. And the environment around them changes constantly. By man, mostly, not in totality, but man has a great influence. And if we go back to the words that you have amazing ability as a soul to create your reality. Your thoughts and intentions dictate the environment. And we have many beautiful beings and souls present with us in every moment that have become very peaceful. They exist to give into the environment, to bring beauty. They show their beauty in every moment. Like many of the souls that are present here and that are in service to the Creator, to Unicos, and to humanity in this moment and in each and every moment. Very much like Azar has devoted her life and given a lot of soul interaction to help humanity. And around this planet in these moments, some of us need this interaction, this soul hug, the beauty of all the souls coming together in unity and in love together. We see this across the planet now where it was mentioned the truckers. There are many movement people. There are many movements of souls that are hearing the call from the center that's deep within each and every single one of us, within you. And we all know what's right and what's wrong. So another quote from Mr. Keshe. Again, the 206 Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Man is in charge of his own destiny, and life has no limitation. What limits do we put on ourselves, on our environment, on our vertical friends, our horizontal friends, our brothers and sisters? (206) again, Knowledge Seekers Workshop. 1 year in the universe is absolutely meaningless. Again, 206. Man has got to learn that he is part of the Creator. So you have that Creator within inside you. You exist within this environment and you interact with all the other souls, all the beings in and around you. You have incredible beauty sat within your structure that emanates out through you and has a field strength that affects the whole environment. And from an atom to a universe, so from a tiny atom, from a cell in your body, to the whole universe. The universal community hear and record and know everything that you think, say, and do before you even do it. So it's all recorded, it's all known. And if you're part of the Creator and part of the universe, there comes a balance point. There comes a position where, Mr. Keshe has said this many times, no one shall judge you. No one other than yourself. And you will be the harshest judge. The soul of on judging the physicality, the balance point will be the harshest judge. No other soul will take part in this or be judgmental of what you require as an energy transfer from your existence and your time, your position. So there's one more one more I will just read out. This is from the 205th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Then we understand the monetary system, which has been created to control man through his food and his need, becomes irrelevant. Nobody can control you, control what you breathe, and nobody can change you. So with your thoughts and intentions, and when you understand plasma and universal knowledge, and sense that feeling deep within inside yourself, you know that no one can change you unless you allow. And in these moments, humanity knows. And the universal community know and are here to serve and to guide and help. We've had very many blessed souls that have sat on the council, and they're still present. And we have many souls that come through and then take another position, but their soul will always, always be present, serving humanity and all of the universal community, because that's what souls do. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. It's always beautiful. Thank you. Rick, can we go to the next slide, please? Any beautiful soul wants to read this? Call to all knowledge seekers. Most welcome, my dear ones. If somebody wants to read.
Azar, it's Dean again here. Would somebody else like to read this? It would be lovely if one of the other Universal Council members or support members would read the call to all knowledge seekers. It'd be wonderful to hear from somebody. No one's going to step forward. Okay. So this is a call to all the knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. One cup, one life. The golden sphere. The beauty of the knowledge. The beauty of you and everything that you contribute with being, existing, and being a beautiful present soul. Creating that golden glow, not only around yourself, your environment, the planet, the unicos, and all the way back to the Creator, which again resides within inside yourself. And so this call to all the knowledge seekers is in essence us speaking to ourselves, being present with ourselves as one person, in totality of all the people and all the souls. And so we've come to understand that through the technologies that has been brought forward by the universal community through Mr. Keshe and the Creator, he's taught us some ways to use the field strength, the magnetical and gravitational fields of the unicos, which is with every plasma, within every plasma. We've come to understand how to use this plasma to bring about a condition of energy transfer through a field flow, through an energy, a space gap. And that space gap exists between every atom in your body. And from an atom to a universe is the same process. So when we see the one cup, one life, don't just merely think it's one tiny aspect of some plasma water that you give to the environment. It's the totality of creation wrapped up within the matter state of this plasma of plasma water. That as a human being encapsulates you and encapsulates your soul around this beautiful blue planet that is our home. It is part of us, part of you. And then beyond that, on this tiny, tiny speck of dust that's held in a position, a magnetical position, with all the other planets, solar system, galaxies, universes. Quite amazing when you actually comprehend the beauty that is, in essence, the creation, and you have this within you, within you. It's not outside of you, it's within you. And that is a true beauty. And so when we give the plasma water, we can physically spray it through the technologies that we've learned, we've experienced, or with the thought and intention of the GAN's Magrav reactor that is yourself. We can give a thought and use that gas in a nano-solid state, that plasma that's inside you, and we can create beauty in every moment. And we can give those thoughts anywhere. It was mentioned by Mosfeq that this can reach across, and Sweater. It reaches across every atom. It reaches across the planet and beyond. And we can call this up in any moment, be in any position we choose, just with a thought. So the thought would be a call to all knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Love to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Yes, of course, the communication to come home, heart to heart, soul to soul, has begun. And all the way, all the soul are welcoming each other, those who are coming in the path of peace. And this is how the dome has been created, with so much love from all over the world, all knowledge seekers, truth seekers, peaceful peace seekers, as I'll say. And even we see we are still in true nature, the soulful being we are, and we understood it after eons of time. So this is the way we are going in the dimension of love, where we can understand that is the uncharted waters, as our beautiful teacher Alex Korik says. But that is the beauty and the courage we have. We're stepping. That's it. That's all. As our heart says, with love, we are going together. So thank you so much, my dear Dean. And Rick, can we go to the next slide, please? Yes, this is again Shweta Anwar, you see Hindi language. These are the contact email IDs of the Universal Council members, those who are active. And please feel free to contact any of the Universal Council member. You will be answered as soon as possible, understood as soon as possible. And as English, there are different language speaking email UC members and UC support members. You can, and English is also the common language as we use now. Anybody can post to anybody. And as you know, the celebration is just started, and things are going so much in beauty and totality. Everything will be in place, well, without any time. So I will say not in the timeline, but in the time of the plasma, I will say. So please do contact, have your say. And we are also learners. We are also learning. So we will learn from each other. So thank you for being here. And Rick, can salam, namaste, salute to all you beautiful souls. Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yes, this is the sharing platform to bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Now, please do share if you have some relative questions in a way, and if there's something beauty to share, some advice or guidance or anything you want to share, please do share. You are all welcome, very, very much welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta. I believe we have Dean. You had a hand up. Would you like to say something?
Maybe we should take Allison first. She's been waiting here. Okay, well, Dean, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank the Universal Council and everybody who's come along and supported what has happened with the peace process. And Azar, from the very bottom of my heart, my soul, and my being, I want to thank you for what you have put in, because it has given me the substrate of your spirit to be able to help to manifest the desires that have been put out by our community. Thank you. And with that, I am present. Peace.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have Allison here that I think she has a question or something she'd like to say. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. No, thanks, Rick. I just wanted clarification. I know in my chat, I discussed that I did follow the procedure that you instructed me to regarding putting the technology in the healing centers here in Northern California. I have not received any feedback. And last time, 2 weeks ago on the call, Mr. Keshe said that there was going to be the equipment sent in Arizona. And I'm trying to arrange my travel schedule before I go to Egypt to fly down there to coordinate and then move forward in putting the equipment in the healing centers in California. We just closed on the land and we plan to open in April of 2022. So, and then also too, you asked for my contact information that I sent you and I just haven't received any response. So I wasn't sure if I'm not following the correct procedure, if there's another team that I need to contact.
Well, you should work through the Universal Council. That's the best way to do it.
I wrote
that would
3
be
different emails.
Well, then they have to respond to that.
Alison, you see, Mr. Keshe spoke to you that the unit will be in Arizona in March. So you wanted to see it before you decide if you want to purchase it for your centers.
No, I do want to purchase that. I do want to bring the technology and the science of the soul and the teachings
So-
of the Keshe Foundation. But also, Rick, you were showing me the order page and you showed me the different emails to contact, which I did. And then you requested my email, which I sent you. So I did follow what you told me, and there's not been any communication.
Yes, well, that often takes weeks just to pass the security requirements, first of all, and they may not communicate with you during that time. And I don't have anything, I'm not associated with any of the results of the emails that you are sending off to there. We can try to set up an appointment with Mr. Keshe and maybe through one of the Universal Council members such as Azar. That's the proper way to do it, through the Universal Council, not through me.
No, I
Rick,
understand that.
You see, Alison, if you go on a shop page, you can purchase it online. And I already sent a message to Mr. Keshe and see what Mr. Keshe, if what he says, because if you want to purchase it, you can go on the shop purchase page and purchase it, and then go through the legality of it. But if you want to have a meeting with Mr. Keshe, we can arrange it if that's your intention.
Correct, Azar. The correct email that is on the purchasing site says to reach out to office@keshefoundation.com regarding the two products that I was inquiring about. And there's no just click add to cart button, because they are the advanced units that Rick, you showed me 2 weeks ago. So I'm just, waiting to hear back. No one told me that it was going to be a...
in terms of what Rick told you is totally correct in terms of wedding and everything else. And then they, Mr. Keshe have 4 or 5 people behind the scene, they're working on all these things. So, and I know Mr. Keshe is like busy, like around the clock, like even Saturday, Sunday, he doesn't even have Saturday, Sundays. I mean, he's 24/7.
No, Mr. Keshe agreed to meet with this person. So the arrangement should be made, Azar. It should be made through the Universal Council. Now you can do that, or somebody else in the Universal Council can do that. You should agree to do that.
Yeah, I already sent a message to Mr. Keshe to see where we are standing in this, and then we will take care of it.
Okay, very good. And be careful of that address as well. It was not office at Keshe Foundation. I think it was office at KF, office at at.kfglobal.com, I think it is. Or is it .com? Just to make sure you got the correct address at the store.
Yeah.
Let me just double check that again.
It was office at at.kfm.global.
Okay, that's .global. That's right. Okay, thank you. I think Azar will take care of you there. It should all work out.
No, I appreciate that. It was just, I just wanted to arrange my travel schedules just to make sure I'm down in Arizona at the time that we talked about.
Yeah, well, that's another issue, is whether you have access to Arizona before they actually open up and are able to deal with the public and so on. But you'll find out about that from Mr. Keshe. So that's the best way to deal with it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's open up our questions. So we have Raphael with a hand up, and we have someone, Irmgard, I think it is as well. But go ahead, Raphael.
Hello. I would like to ask a question to the Universal Council members regarding the last Knowledge Seeker workshop. Mr. Keshe suddenly asked us to do something. He said something like go on the internet and tell that the Meti has declared his hand. I am the Messiah, and see what you get, and then we'll show. I think he meant the technology. So my question is, are the members of the Universal Council discussing this? What are you doing? What are you going to do about it? And have you come up with a plan? Thank you very much.
Well, my dear Rafael, how could I answer this question? Because the plan, as from the soul level, is from eons to welcome the teacher, and we welcomed him. Now he's appearing, you know, and this is simply with our heart and soul. We are just open to him, to welcome him. This is only the this is what I can say about this. The plan is whenever he appears, he will showered with love. He will be showered with all of the humanity's collective consciousness, that we are conscious that you are here. And this is the plan of all of us, you know, not the Universal Council, all the knowledge seekers, those who have waited for so long for the appearance of the world teacher, universal teacher, Mahdi, and well, in India, I will say the avatar of love, the lover. What he wants to see us all in love, in peace with each other. That is the plan we are in. Well, I will say in simple words, you know, he want to see our simplicity more than ever. Just to stand, you know, like a Sufi. Maybe the clothes are torn, maybe there is dirt, maybe, but then from the heart and soul, we are so happy, so much in joy, so much in peace, opening our two hands to welcome him, to hug him, to love him. He needs that. He struggled as even a world teacher, even a universal teacher. He struggled for all humanity for so long. Maybe he would like to a big hug from all our souls, you know. Rafael, my dear, this is what I think, my way of thinking, because no matter is pleasing at this moment. Even when he comes, he appears, everything will be matter. Everything will matter again. Every system will matter again. So this is what there is no plan, but there is the plan. There is no plan. What I would say, my dear Rafael, this is the way I think, you know, Rafael. This is, hello, my dear. Is that okay?
Raphael, I just didn't understand the question. Can you repeat that again?
Hello. Okay, so my question is, if I'll repeat again what I said, because Mr. Keshe suddenly asked us to do something. He said something like go on the internet and tell that the Meti has declared his hand, and he said his quote, I am the Messiah, and see what you get, and then we'll show. I think Mr. Keshe meant here the technology. So my question was, are the members of the Universal Council discussing this? And what are you going to do about it? And have you come up with a plan?
You know, the question you're asking, we didn't discuss it, and as yet now, we don't have any plan. And there's something that Universal Council needs, with your question coming up, they need to sit down and talk about it, and then have an answer for it. But we haven't discussed it.
Well, it would be a good opportunity for the Universal Council to prepare like a news release or some kind of media presentation, and then we can release that to all of our various groups on Facebook and YouTube and other places. And that would be perhaps a good way to proceed with the direction of what Mr. Keshe said.
Yes, that is also yeah, that can be done, you know. That is
Like
a beautiful idea.
I can put out a notice on social media, but it should really come from the Universal Council. That's kind of what they're here for, in a way, to support that.
Yes, you're right, Rafael. I just answered through my heart. But as you, Rafael, I now understood the question to declare from the Universal Council members. We will prepare in the meeting. Of course, we should. I will. Thank you, Rafael. Thank you so much for enlightening us again. Sometimes you see, as he was always with us, we just merged, you know. But the welcome should be there. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you, my dear Rafael.
Rafael, if you remember, Mr. Guy said, I remember Jam in Iran, Tehran, which is a TV station. They were planning to show the coming of Mehdi. So that was, this is from Iran agenda to the TV station. And then actually, I think there were some folks, they sent us the whole advertising for it. And that's all I know about that to the media, to Tehran, Iran. Also, another thing I want to bring here, Alison, if you want to really take care of this, please don't send everybody email, because let one person take care of it. If you choose one person, things going to get complicated. We don't need to have, if you choose, then if you choose late, have one channel of communication and get to the end of it, because they are busy as they are. And then too many, they say we are saying if there's too many cook, the soup is going to get salty or without salt. So if you want to communicate with one person, I think is the best to get where you want to go. But just remember with these units as they're coming, because it's the beginning of the units, they start to come in, because they have to go to Tehran, Arizona, and Vienna. And the timing of it, although Mr. Keshe says maybe beginning of March, could be mid-March, we don't know. So in terms of you want an exact timing, that has to come from Mr. Keshe, because sometimes for whatever reason, there can be delays in terms of legality of it. So we have to see what Mr. Keshe says. We haven't gotten anything in Arizona yet, and Mr. Keshe says March, and it's still we are in February 8th. So we have still about a way to go. As I said, please contact one person and try to get where you want to go from that. Thank you.
No, thank you, Azar. And I definitely respect that and understand that. And the email that was sent on January 27th was right after the meeting where Mr. Keshe informed me, because I think he responded to my inquiry, because my inquiry was the safety and was the protection that we have, you know, and I have set up the land as its own embassy, and I have structured facilities and have implementation in place where anything built on the 40,000 acres will not be affiliated with any government or any political party. So we have been diligently structuring certain things, because even without the Keshe Foundation, I have witnessed myself personal persecution from the government when you have any healing technology that is curing chronic illness or any cancer or non-curable disease that, you know, certain medical doctors or medical practitioners and things claim. So that was the whole reason of my inquiry, was to make sure that if the amount of money that was invested to purchase these units, we weren't going to be harassed, killed, shut down, you know. So that was where the conversation started from. And he assured me that any facility or any equipment that was coming into the United States would be allowed by the government and would be approved. And that's when he mentioned that the equipment would be coming to Arizona in March. So that was where the whole entire scene.
I don't want to interrupt you, but you see, we have the negotiation with 5+1 in Vienna, and then when Mr. Keshe talked about all the legality is going to be done, because with this peace talk that is resolving, the sanction is going to be over. So everything is going to be as he said. But as I said,
Right.
this negotiation is going to go until March, and then when in March all these things going to come to the end, that they can transfer all the unit to Arizona and so on to other places. We don't know exactly when. So that's why all I know that already the United States released 30 billion of Iranian assets to them. So negotiation is going very well, but exact of how it's going to happen, we don't know. But as I said, definitely you're going to get that, but then how and when, we can't give you exact time. As soon as we hear from Mr. Keshe, then we will communicate with you. That's the only way.
No, I understand, and respectfully, like I said, I'm just going to work through you then, Azar, and have just you be my point of contact person to make things simple and easy.
Yeah, I will reach out to ASAP as soon as I get some news. No problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. I would like to share with you what I put on the internet already on Facebook about 2nd of February, which is a portal for humanity open to light, to Mitra. And this will continue on 22nd February. Maybe I will put in Romanian and you can translate afterwards if you like, but it's about the level of consciousness and elevation of our soul. This is a symbol of declaration of Mehdi, is about our own elevation of soul. We'll be able, through knowledge, to reach the pure consciousness, to reach the level of our knowledge necessary to understand the totality and to understand all the connection at the totality level, and step by step to implement here on the earth the law of the universe, to be good, to think good, to speak good, and do good. If you like, I will put on chat this, and you can choose what you like and translate. And also I wrote a small poem explaining that Mitra, birth of Mitra, was the birth of the sun. And the light of Mitra is the light of the sun. And we have in every cells, in every atom, we have the light of the sun. Means we have this power of feminine light and love in every atom of the universe, and in all cells of our body. For me, this is the meaning of the declaration of Mehdi, that a lot of light will come from this portal, which is was open on 2nd February when we had other meeting of Universal Council. And on 22nd of February, all the light will come because our heart is our portal. Our hearts will be open to receive all this enlightenment. So Mehdi means enlightenment of our humanity as a whole. Thank you very much.
Okay, we've got Irmgard here.
Yes,
Had an issue, I believe. Go ahead.
I'm trying to find, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I ordered 2 packets for the Christmas special, but I paid through wire transfer, for which I needed an address. And since then, the bank account was changed to a different one, but I do not have the street address for that one. And so I cannot install that connection from my bank to for my order. And so I'm just waiting. There's a form where you have to fill in all the boxes, and if you don't fill in all the boxes, it doesn't go. So I need a street address, and I have asked repeatedly, and I have.
Is that for the Austria
Yes.
address?
Mhm.
I think I have that. I'll try to forward it to you.
Oh, good, good.
I
Thank
ran
you.
into the same issue. You do need a street address, yes.
Right. Thank
Thank you, Mark. Perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, do we have any other people that would like to say something here, or any other questions? Let me look at the social media here. Whoops. There we go. Okay, Fried is mentioning in the live stream regarding the what would you say, the coming out of the Mehdi. He says, isn't it that the religious leaders should announce it to all their communities? Can the Universal Council contact the religious leaders? I think the religious leaders know what's going on, and it's up to them to figure out their signs and signals. They all have certain signs they're looking for that the Messiah has to qualify for. But what does the UC think about contacting the religious leaders to make this announcement? Which I think is supposed to be officially, isn't it officially announced on February 22nd, possibly, as Mr. Keshe said?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Mr. Keshe, in a teaching, we invited all the leaders of the religious leaders from Iran, from Vatican, from Jerusalem, all of them to clean up their books, and they know what's coming, and then just pass on the knowledge that is coming about and leave their position. He made an announcement on that day. So it's very clear what the wish is and what you're requesting.
Yes, but it hasn't been officially sent in a letter from the Universal Council. The Universal Council, I think, should be involved in that process somewhat, besides on the soul level. You think that at this important juncture, the Universal Council would have some hand in that interchange.
You're absolutely correct.
Oh, it'd be a good thing for discussion at the next meeting, perhaps. We still have a couple of weeks before the date. I think exactly 2 weeks. In fact, it'll be the that date is the one of our One Planet, One Nation, One Race meetings. So that'll be interesting. Perhaps Mr. Keshe will make an appearance during that meeting.
Yes, my dear Rick, our hearts are filled with so much joy. And yes, it is our responsibility. Well, the really religious leader, what they have done, they have to clean. But then we will try to send them the message. Ultimately, they have the message and they know what is going to come. But our hearts are filling with so much joy that out of comprehension, I will say. And after eons of time, humanity will get relief from all that is not needed, kind of that. Thank you, my dear Rick.
Hi, it's Menas, UCS Farsi. I think that I don't know what the UC does in their own meeting, but they give everything to the hand of love and Mr. Keshe to do. If they are doing nothing, why are they there? The last time I assisted in UCS 2 weeks ago, we had prepared a letter to send out to scientists and authorities and all that. And the next week, they said there was noises, they don't like it, and they stopped that week the UCS member. So I just got out because I thought it was beautifully communicating and we could get a paper to get it out. I don't know where the paper with Emmanuel is going now. But if the UC members are happy with being UC and UCS at my level, that's not the mission of UC. The moment we say, I'm UC, I'm UCS, we have to get down. That's not being humble, that's not being efficient, that's not being passionate, that's not being in relation with the people of our language. We love the people of our country, of languages. If we don't have that passion, we are there to say, I'm UC, you are UCS, you are UC. So getting to work with passion and efficiency, not because there is noise and somebody likes it to be called and regular routine. That's my way of observing. And my heart is painful that everything has to be by Mr. Keshe himself, a magic bucket, as they say here. He announced, he conserves his security, he conserves the relation public, he talks to every individual on the earth. Sorry, it's not working like a magic bucket. He needs people around him who passionately, selflessly, out of love, out of humbleness, give from themselves. He needs us to finish the job. Without us, without a lot of people to accept him, to know about him, to protect him, we can go on and God does the thing. He does the thing by magic. I'm sorry, there is no magic. It's like an business. It's like whatever you want. There's a planning, there's action, there's a whatever, there's something has to go out, the flow out, not to keep the flow out where it is. That was very positive when we were 3 weeks ago. I don't know what it is, because if we don't like action, why are we here? It's our responsibility. I accept my responsibility. I'm painful if I cannot do something efficient. I feel it in my blood. I feel it in my cells. So it's not a place, I'm this, I'm that. I'm sorry. We are not in the materials world. We are in a spiritual place. And love, the real life. I think this way. I'm sorry, I get excited. That's my temper at the moment. But please, please, for your nations, get active like your own business, like your own family. Some of us are kind and ideas and all that. Some are just like softness, and nothing moves and no one comes in and nothing changes. I love everybody to come in the UCUCS. Anyway, we have to get to work and not giving it all the time to Mr. Keshe. It's not just, UC is not here for that. UC is also, but if UC wants to get everything on their shoulder, so show us something changed and not put it on Mr. Keshe. Thank you very much, my dear sisters and brothers. And thank you for listening.
Okay, well, I'd like to read something from Diane from the YouTube here. It says, blessings. From my understanding, everyone gets a different understanding out of Mr. Keshe's teachings, depending on what knowledge and beliefs we come with. And from my own experience, my understanding keeps changing. Prepare to change. Mr. Keshe is preparing us to join the universal community. Thank you. Mr. Keshe said, Mahdi has declared his hand on Messiah. I believe the Messiah is our soul, from my understanding. And the technology will help us strengthen our connection, from my understanding. And also that light comes from the interaction of the earth and the sun. So may we all be enlightened and work together to indeed bring the needs and wishes from our communities to the Universal Council and from the Universal Council to the Universal Community and back again.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Thank you.
Okay, what else would the Universal Council like to say here? I don't see any other open questions.
Then if there is no question or anything to share for now, preparing for the coming days of beauty and totality, we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. If somebody has to say anything now, also can say. We can move to the next slide. And yes, this is the slide. My beautiful souls. Yes.
I just thank you. I just had another idea. I ask any member like Raphael, beautiful thing. We are part of this foundation. At least we have chosen to. So anybody like Raphael, take initiative to give the ideas to the UC if they think they are able to handle it, and just take part of it. I go back to reunion to see what happened to that letter by Emmanuel, and we start to finish it and send it out. And just take part in your ideas and the problem of
Mehnaz, stop here. The letter is finished and it's going out. There's no longer the issue. Letter is finished last week.
Pardon? The letter of
the letter is already finished.
Finished
and what?
By who? By who? How many people?
Universal Council finished the letter and it's going to be going out.
By who? By just Universal Council or
by Universal Council, exactly.
No, Universal Council shows has nothing done actually.
Universal Council finished the letter and is done.
And what about the others who want to take part in it?
Universal Council is supposed to write the letter and that's the end of it. That was the order of Mr. Keshe. If you have problem with it, talk to Mr. Keshe about it.
It was done with UCS reunion?
No, it was done with UC.
No,
UC finished the letter and Mr. Keshe knows that it has last copy gone to Mr. Keshe and it's done.
Okay, so I like to be sent by me, by other people in the
when it's time to send to you, we will send it to you.
No, I don't like you close the UCS meetings as you wish, my dear. You have no right to close our meetings.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
You say there is no meeting.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mehnaz. This is not the place to talk about this thing, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, this is not the place, and I apologize. You shouldn't be talking like this here. You can talk. There was meeting always, or only for one day there was no meeting, and I posted it in this earlier meetings also.
The Universal Council had an emergency meeting that day, and we couldn't have a UC and UC support. That's why we said there's no meeting for both of us on that week. Very simple. And what is so hard to understand is?
Because we were at the right point for finishing that letter. And
it wasn't about the letter. You see, there is no discussion here. The letter is finished, is completed, there is no word about it. That's it.
Yes, the letter is finished and it is getting that is just going to go. That's it. Thank you, Mehran.
4 people, 3 people. What about this UCS?
We will discuss
it's already been explained, Mehran, that Mr. Keshe said it was a matter for the Universal Council, not the Universal Council supporters. So that's matters closed, and that's it for now on this. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Bit of a rough meeting here today, but sometimes things have to get worked out on the fly as as they often do in the Keshe Foundation. And even Mr. Keshe has been very open with his meetings, and sometimes administration things have to get ironed out in real time. Powell, would you like to come forward, please?
Rick, before you continue, I just want to add something here. You said before last year, the event happened last year, we used to have a lot of stuff coming and we talk in public about it. Right now, Mr. Keshe, he has changed his policies about everything. So a lot of stuff happening with UC beyond the scene, but is not being said anything here in a platform. When the time is ready, Mr. Keshe himself will talk about it. So, for example, what you see was happening with the 5+1. It didn't just came about when Mr. Keshe announced it. It started a year ago. It started more than a year ago in Iran, but we will not talk about it. It's not when you see come here and doesn't talk about what's going on in I don't know, in Norway or in Denmark or in Iran. It doesn't mean nothing is happening. A lot has happened since last year in Iran, and everything is behind the scene because these are things that we don't want to talk about unless it's necessary. So if you guys think you want to just jump into the bus or a plane or something, go someplace and get the leaders by the tie and talk to them, more than welcome to do it. Nobody stops you. But things are done in a proper channel and nobody's sitting here, and there's no reason for us to announce it. When the time comes, we announce it, and the UC member is there. That's why he's called UC member. Thank you.
Thank you for explanation.
Thank you, Azar. Thank you, Marinez.
So is there anything more or I want to share, Rick? Can you see anybody has any question?
I'd like to thank all members of Universal Council because we receive after our wish to solve the crisis in Romania, energetical crisis, Iran and Romania sign a memorandum of understanding, of working, of collaboration, and will benefit of the technical assistance of the engineers of Iran. So Iranian specialists will help Romania to solve in some way this artificial crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salomia. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. So
there's something I'd like to say. There's, of course, what they call the truckers convoy and all of that happening, starting in Canada and in many places of the world now. And I just like to put a wish forward for peaceful resolution of the conflicts that are happening, the conflicts in terms of ideology more than physical conflicts, but a resolution of this event that we're seeing of, I'm not sure how to explain it. It's different for every person, that what they interpret from what's going on, but it's essentially a revolution, or an evolution is more appropriate term, an evolution of humanity working in a very peaceful manner, but being effective in showing their views. And it's a push for independence, for freedom, for what they call returning back to normal, but there's a new normal, which is basically having the soul-based attributes leading the way rather than being ignored. So this is a whole new ball game, as they say. And if you listen to some of the truckers, in fact, there's one video of a Romanian trucker in Canada trying to work to have his family survive, and he's lost his job and he's there protesting, and his heart is he's not angry, he's totally in this loving kind of vibe that all the people there are showing. And he says they have so much support. People are giving him money, giving food, giving fuel, giving all the things they need. And at the same time, they're taking care of the needs of the community. They're helping the homeless people downtown. They're helping the much of the community. Of course, some of the community is not happy about the horn honking and all that. So now they've even agreed to stop much of that as well. So we see a possibility of an escalation of from the authorities, and has a possibility of turning into a more violent confrontation. So this is what the wish is, for a peaceful resolution of this interaction. And we see every indication of that so far, but the authorities have decided to up the pressure. So we need some extra help to bring that peace between the two sides. So I'm sure it'll be resolved eventually. And we have to just give from our soul to the situation. It's just another indication of the changes that are going on in this planet that are indicative of the coming of the Messiah and all the prophecies being answered. So anyway, I'd like to put forward a wish for peace for the conflicting parties involved. That's the bottom line.
I am present, my dear, in your wish. I am present.
I am
There will
present.
be no conflict anymore.
I am present in your excellent wish.
Present.
I am present.
I am present.
I'm present too.
I am present, and thank you all for that. Okay, perhaps we can wrap up today's workshop.
Yes, yes, my dear Rick. I will read it. Read this beauty and totality. We are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Welcome, welcome to the foundation, to the love, life, and living. Thank you so much.
Okay, in announcements, we have the next public workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I'll be hosting tomorrow. That's Wednesday, February 9th. That's starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. We usually go for several hours, and people are welcome to bring their plasma technology replications and questions, concepts, and whatever you'd like to discuss into that group. And we can handle newcomers and experts with the wide range of knowledge of the knowledge seekers that appear there. And of course, the Knowledge Seekers Workshop the day after that on Thursday, February 10th, starting at 9 a.m. Central European Time. And Mr. Keshe always has interesting things for us to think about and ponder and feel in those workshops. And what else do we have that we should be announcing here? I think, isn't TV Galactica? I believe that's happening tonight. Is that correct? I think it's
yes, yes, TV Galactica.
11
Mark knows the time.
Yes, 11 p.m. CET.
Yeah.
Thank you. And people can find that on the TV Galactica Facebook and YouTube channels. And that'll be with Marie having talks on the soul technology. Okay, what else? I think that's all for now. We do have something to think about is the testimonials meeting will be coming up next week, next Monday. And Monday the 14th, I believe it is. And so people will be welcome there to share your testimonials of the Keshe technology. So think about that. If you have something that's occurred in your life that's of benefit, and a great way to help pay back is to give a testimonial that will be recorded so that others can enjoy it and learn about the plasma technology. Okay, I think that's it for now. And I'm going to go out with the flight enhancement unit music version, so we can clap our hands a bit and rejoice in the
clap, 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 clap.
rejoice in the new world that we're entering into. And it is indeed a beautiful new world.
I thank everybody else, and I wish, as Rick said, with the changes which is happening, if we listen to by our hearts, every soul would find its peace, and we do the right and correct change to the work of Mr. Keshe by doing what we are supposed to do. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Marinez. And a special birthday wish to Azar. And thank you so much, Azar, for your work with the UC. And I'm sure you'll be busy in the background helping and doing stuff as much as you can, because you've got it in your heart and you can't just stop. So thank you so much for showing how to be of service here.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure. It comes from the soul and the heart, as you said. And of course, I'm here. And as you know, when like Dr. Gatwa, when the UC changes become UC support, so we're here. We're all here for each other, and it's no problem. The only thing is we have to just find our word wisely and create peace among ourselves and within ourselves. And thanks again.
Okay, just get up our screen here first before I play the final video. And another call out to Jedi Simon for our background images. I think it's kind of appropriate with the coming together of the entities. And that's what we're seeing is actually a show of unity on the planet now and coming together with the universal community. So this is good times for humanity, in spite of the conflicts that we might have on the surface. Underneath, it's one heart, one mind, and one soul. Okay, thanks everyone. We'll see you in the next public workshop. And enjoy the evolution.